Hey, welcome to the Healing Forum. So today is day 3 of our series, 3 Ways to Survive and Thrive this holiday season. So I'm Dr. Nene, and I'm welcoming my guest and collaborator.
Coach Taz.
And here she is. This has been so much fun. I'm so glad we did this. And we know that there's a lot of moving parts.
Yes, there are, Nene. Dr. Nene, there are a lot of moving parts, and it's really easy to get stressed. But the important thing to remember is we want to laugh.
We want to keep laughing
We want to
when
laugh.
those buttons don't work.
We want to laugh all the way to the new year. So let's get back. Let's refocus because sometimes in life these things happen, and we want to be able to roll with it. And we also want to just say, okay, let's refocus and let's get back to why we're here, the task at hand. Day 1, we talked about breath. The second day, we talked about the body.
Body.
And relaxation. What are we going to talk about today?
Today we're covering body, heart, and soul.
Ooh.
Because, it's so easy to lose focus, feel that we're out of control. But we're here to say, laugh your way through to the new year.
Yes.
And focus on what's at hand and keep moving. No matter what, pick up the pieces and keep going forward.
Yes. Excuse me.
So this is about using words with full intention, clarity, and power. And this is about you. So what we mean by that is showing awareness of any situation, seeking forgiveness from yourself as well as from others for any action, known or unknown, that has created any amount of stress, anxiety, or pain for you or for other people. And this is for your heart and soul. And it's a daily practice, but one we think is especially important for this holiday season and going into the new year. And it's actually an ancient Hawaiian practice. And so let's say it slowly. Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono. And the loose translation is making it right. It's the idea of healing all things by accepting total responsibility. And it's cleansing you of bad feelings. And so the name of it is Ho'oponopono. But what it means is 1, I am sorry. 2, please forgive me. 3, thank you. And 4, I love you. So I'll repeat that. 1, I am sorry. 2, please forgive me. 3, I thank you. And 4, I love you. And it can be said as a repeating mantra over and over and over again, or it could be said directly to another person. It could be said just in silence to yourself. So Coach Taz, do you have something to say? You want to add?
Yes, I do, Dr.
You think it would be a good time to do it?
Oh, thank you. Well, what I'm thinking is I had a question. So when we do this practice, does the other person that we're saying this to need to be in the room?
I would say no. Remember, this is just for you. This is for me. This is for you doing it for you. So that person doesn't have to be in the room with you. You could be visualizing them, and it could be a multitude of people, but it could be someone that you feel like you've hurt, or you've said something that you thought hurt them, but it doesn't have to be that they're present with you.
So what you're saying, it's really more about intention and how the words are saying, and taking that total responsibility for yourself and for your actions, and then asking for forgiveness and releasing that out there.
And there is something that we talk about called energy medicine. So it's part of the getting a little esoteric. It's really the vibration of how you feel, the vibration of how you say. And we know that there's been remote healing, and there's been studies that have actually been done that when people are in a room and they pray for a certain outcome for someone that's long distance, they've actually done scientific studies to show that that has an impact and it has a positive effect. So this is no longer hocus pocus. It's no longer, things that we imagine. This is actually things that now in this new paradigm of healing and health and into energy medicine, we know that this is verified and validated. So yeah, but it's about you. Forgiving yourself means clearing that onerous burden that you've taken on for yourself. And it really is more for you than anybody else.
Now, one of the things that I've heard, Dr. Nene, is that you don't have to say it in the specific order. Now, you mentioned the first step was the repentance. That's where someone says, I'm sorry. The second step was where they ask for forgiveness. And so you say, please forgive me. Third step is gratitude. Thank you. And the fourth step is where you express love and you say, I love you. But someone could change the order. So they could start with love and then move into
Yeah.
repentance. Something like this. They could say, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you.
Yeah. And I actually like that. I mean, I didn't learn that in that order, but I know that some people begin with that. And I feel that's a good place to start because it's really acknowledging that there's love in your heart. And as soon as you say, I love you to someone and say it really sincerely, doesn't it dissipate all the hurt feelings and all the sadness and all the anger? If that person, if you say it with heart and conviction and that other person is really listening, it kind of melts you.
I would have to agree with you on that one. The other thing that I think this would be a perfect technique to use, especially during this holiday time and we have family gatherings, oftentimes there's a little kerfluffle among the family members.
A kerfluffle. I like that.
A kerfluffle. And this would be a wonderful way to transmute that and transform it
Right.
into something and let go of the hurt, the disappointment, the upset, the distress that may be caused by we all have one of those in our family.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe some people don't, but I think there are. Mostly every family has one.
Every family has one. That's what they say. I think it's true.
Oh, so
And
this is
imagine if you could say that in the moment that or right after the moment that something happened. If you could catch yourself right in that moment and say to somebody, "Hey, I love you. I'm sorry." Right? That really breaks it right there. So if you practice this, and practice makes perfect. So that you're not feeling so uncomfortable or it sounds like such a strange thing. I mean, you say it in your own tone, you say it in your own way, you say it with your own feeling. But when you've done it to yourself and feel comfortable with it, then you can have whatever intonation you'd like, as long as it's authentic to you and powerful for you to express that to somebody that you love. And I think by starting to say with I love you, that brings it much more from your heart place, and people will receive it that way.
And although we can mix up the order, I do think it's very important that you include all 4 steps. So
Yeah.
it's important after you can start with I love you and then say I'm sorry. But the asking for forgiveness and saying please forgive me, that's a key part because when we're interacting with someone, sometimes we like to think that it's them and they're impeding on us, but
Right.
we play a part in it. As they say, there's a famous saying, it takes 2 to tango. Truly,
Right.
we have a place, and that's where the blessing in this whole process is
Yeah.
taking full responsibility
Full
and saying,
responsibility. Yeah.
please forgive me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Please
And
forgive
I
me.
think the beauty of it is the simplicity because you don't have to say a whole story about why you're sorry and the drama behind it. It can just be a simple, I'm sorry. You
That's
don't
it.
have to say, I'm sorry that you did that. I'm sorry that I said that. I'm sorry. No, just I'm sorry. I'm sorry for this whole situation, right? You're just sorry that this even happened. So I think the simpler it is, the more powerful it is. And the intention really clarifies all of it because you're saying it, I always say, with, open mind and clear heart. Open mind, clear heart.
Open mind, clear heart. I have an idea, Dr. Nene.
Mhm.
We have a few minutes. What if we ran through this exercise and everyone who's watching could think of an event, a person, a situation that has caused them a little bit of distress, and it could be something around the holidays. Maybe someone you'd asked your partner, or a friend or a family member to bring, pick up a pie for the dessert for dinner, and they didn't, or you asked them to help with the setup.
What? No pie?
I know, pie fixes everything. But, it could be a myriad of things, but
Right.
perhaps we could go through and they could think of this in their mind, and then we could go through it as we say the steps out loud. They could be repeating them to themselves or out loud because they're listening at home, and we
Right.
could go through the steps. Shall we do that? Would you like to
Yeah.
try? Okay.
Yeah. Well,
I Oh, I was just gonna say, I think when you learn something new, it's really important to practice.
yeah.
That's me putting my coach hat on.
Yeah.
And practice and getting it into your body and saying it and speaking it is another way to really cement that what you've learned.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Okay.
So if you yelled at me, Coach Tess, for forgetting the pie, what would you say?
Ah, I would be like, Dr. Nene, you forgot the pie and I got so angry.
Like, oh no, wait, I love you.
I'm
And
sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you.
And then I could say that too, because my part in there is that I judged you and I was very harsh with you. And I had an expectation that you would drop everything and bring the pie. Well, maybe there were some other extenuating circumstances in your life, and there was a reason why you couldn't deliver on that commitment. It could be that you just forgot. That doesn't mean you're a bad friend, it means
Right.
you forgot. So I could say, even after I had this outburst, and I'm like, how could you forget the pie? Then I could say to you, Nene, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's simple, short, and sweet to the point, but it's
mhm,
with feeling. So we're not just saying it as some superficial. It really, when it comes from that place, from the heart, is when it makes the most impact. And it just dissipates all of that negative emotion that we can hold on to. And people do it. I've done it. We all do it. We hold on to something. Ah, they said that. They hurt my feelings, but I'll never tell them. I'll never talk about it. But then you hold that score in your body someplace, and that becomes those shoulders that lift up and that neck, the tightness, the tension, and the headache, and the indigestion, and the anxiety that could be a panic attack. So all of these emotions
mhm,
lodge in our body. So this is a really beautiful way of really working to clear all of that. And especially in the holidays when tensions are so high and emotions and passions. I mean, it's like a runaway train sometimes. So, the other thing I'd like to say is that we could use this as an ongoing mantra and just keep repeating it. So when you memorize it, you can just repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. And so I even like repeating it. There are mantras that you can use. One of them is Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om is the universal sound, and Shanti means peace. But Ho'oponopono, you can say that as your own mantra and then just repeat those words again
mhm.
to yourself. So there's many ways to personalize it and make it your own, and then just do it. But the idea, the Hawaiian practice, is that it's really done in a ritual manner. So it's done every day, and especially in the times that you need it.
Well, that's just wonderful. And you know what? We have come to the end of our time.
Alrighty, here we
Thank
go.
you for this has been a fun 3 days, and I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to our Saturday session. Dr. Nene, you have an update on that?
Yeah, so this Saturday, Coach Taz and I are hosting a Q&A and a live masterclass, Saturday, December 4th, 12 p.m. Eastern. And to get the link, the free link to that, the Zoom link, make sure you sign on www.nenechung.com/healing forum. And what else, Taz?
That's it. We're at time. Love
We
you.
have a free special gift when you
Oh,
sign up.
yes, we do. Special gift we can go over for that one.
Yeah. Okay. A
See you
special gift. So make sure you sign up, register for our free 1-hour masterclass Zoom link Q&A. We'll go more in depth, more into detail, and you can ask us anything you'd like to ask us. Okay. I
Thank you
think that's
so
a
much.
wrap.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao for now.